Hey everybody, Chris here from Reilly Auto Parts to show you how to replace a master cylinder. The brake master cylinder is what forces hydraulic fluid out to your calipers and wheel cylinders. If you're noticing the brake pedal that slowly goes all the way to the floor, you could be dealing with a failing master cylinder. Today I'll be working on this 2008 Dodge Nitro, but the basic procedure will be similar on most vehicles with power brakes. As always, know the specifics for your vehicle before getting started. And if you're not completely comfortable doing this yourself, we'd be happy to recommend a professional technician in your area. Anytime you do work on your brake system, pay attention to how your brakes function before and after the job to make sure the problem has been corrected. Also, be very careful handling brake fluid. It is highly corrosive and will damage any painted surface. Once you've got your supplies together, here's what you'll do. Chock your wheels and set the parking brake. Pop the hood and disconnect the negative battery terminal. Set it aside someplace where it isn't touching metal. You'll need to relieve the vacuum pressure that exists in the system so that you can disconnect the vacuum line and separate the master cylinder from the booster. To do this, pump your brake pedal a few times with the engine off. Once the pedal firms up, you're good to go. Locate your master cylinder. Now is a good time to wipe down the area before opening the brake system. Remove the electrical connector leading to the brake fluid reservoir. This can be done by hand. Remove the clip that secures the connector and push the tab to release it. Unscrew the mounting nuts with your ratchet and socket and use your proper brake line flare wrench to disconnect the brake lines. Put some shop towels in place and hold your fingers over the brake lines as you remove the master cylinder from the vehicle to make sure no brake fluid drips on anything. Once you've removed the master cylinder, set it in your drain pan to allow any remaining fluid to drain. Keep in mind that a brake fluid spill will damage painted surfaces, so if this happens, flush it with water immediately. If your vehicle has anti-lock brakes, you'll also want to disconnect the brake lines from the hydraulic control unit or HCU and remove this component so it's out of the way. Inspect the seal at the end of the master cylinder. There should be no signs of brake fluid seepage. If you see fluid, there is a leak. If a leaky master cylinder isn't replaced, it can also do damage to the brake booster. Clean the mounting surface on the brake booster thoroughly with a shop towel and brake cleaner before attaching the master cylinder. Again, be sure not to get any brake cleaner on any painted surfaces. When you install a new master cylinder, it will need to be bench bled. To do this, clamp the master cylinder securely by its mounting flange in a bench vise. If there are plugs in the outlet ports, they can be discarded. Place a drain pan underneath. Fill the reservoir with new brake fluid. Once fluid starts to drip from the outlet ports, install the threaded plugs. Use a blunt tool to depress the master cylinder piston in 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch strokes, waiting 10 to 15 seconds between each stroke to keep air out of the fluid. Continue this until the piston can't be depressed more than 1/8 of an inch, and no air bubbles are visible in the reservoir. Remove the master cylinder from the vise. Now we'll install the hydraulic lines from the old master cylinder on the HCU. Remove one threaded plug at a time to connect the brake lines to the new master cylinder. Once that's done, reposition the master cylinder and use the nuts to reattach it. Reconnect the vacuum hose, HCU, and brake lines. Reinstall the electrical connector leading to the fluid reservoir. Reconnect your negative battery terminal. You'll need to bleed the brake system. Now that everything is back together, start your engine. And make sure your brake pedal pressure has been corrected by testing your brakes in the driveway before getting on the road. And that's it. You'll find everything that you need for this and other jobs at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com. Our DIY videos are designed to help answer questions we get in our stores every day. If you found this one helpful, subscribe to our channel to get all the latest. We'll see you again soon.